I feel like I'm going to regret this one in 8 months' time. What's up, guys? My name is Dan Meadowcroft, and today we're going to be predicting the Premier League table 20-1. I know it's a bit early, but I think it's 2 weeks away now, the Premier League, when it starts officially. So I better get it this early before the actual proper news and transfers and all that starts to ramp up towards the end of August. I'm hoping that it's going to be a quick video for you. I know that I have a mumbling voice. I do apologise. I'm trying to get better at this. I am a northern lad and I hardly speak in front of a camera as it is. Hopefully in a few months' time I'll get a lot better than this. Hopefully by the time the predictions come to light at the end of the season, I'll be able to actually speak in front of a camera instead of pausing every 5 seconds and, you know, recalibrating the batteries essentially. So I'm going to do a quick 5 to 10 seconds on each team essentially. Hopefully this video will be under 10 minutes because I've got a lot of work to do and I want to edit this and get it out for you guys to watch. So we're going to start off with number 20, and it's a case of second season syndrome, and I feel like it's going to be Brentford FC. The reason behind that is because of Eriksen. Losing him, he was a massive player for you last season, the most important player for you probably, and the signings you've made, yes, they're okay. You've spent quite a lot of money, 35-40 million, but don't really give you that much motivation to, you know, kick on another season. Number 19, and I don't feel like this season was as easy as last season with Norwich being 20th for everybody's prediction. I'm going to go with Bournemouth though, and I feel like the reason behind that is because they're doing the sort of Norwich approach where you go up and you don't really sign many players, you just sort of take the money and go back down. They might sign in some more players towards the end of the transfer window, but you want to get them done early, don't you? You want to get them done, settle in the squad, perform in friendlies, you know, gel with the team. It's all about team bonding when it gets down in the nitty-gritty of the bottom of the league, doesn't it? It's fine towards the top of the table where the talent takes you further than the bottom of the table where you're more likely to fall upon leaders. And with Scott Parker in charge, was he good enough at Bournemouth last season? He just about got away with it. And at times of the season, you got teams like QPR, Blackburn, who are really pushing them for the automatic promotion places. And that's the reason why I'm putting them 19th. In 18th place, I've got Fulham FC, and I feel like this, what I said with Bournemouth, sort of is reiterated with Fulham. Not in terms of the manager, because I feel like Marco Silva is a better manager than Scott Parker. He has more about him, but I feel like the lack of signings this season so far, as well as the fact that you've already been relegated twice in the last 4 seasons, isn't really a good marker or barometer for you to stay up this season. In 17th place, I've got the last of the promoted sides this season, and it is Nottingham Forest. The momentum is a big thing in football as well. The way that they performed last season, losing the first 7 games and still getting to the playoffs, it's an incredible feat. And that momentum in itself, as well as the signings they made, the manager, the quality he has, you know, they seem like a Premier League team. They've been out of it for way too long, 23 years. Just let them survive, please. I feel like they've earned the right to survive this season. In 16th place, we've got Southampton. Now, I feel like with this one, it's just a case of putting Southampton wherever you can, really. You make up the rest of the table, and you've got about 4 spaces left, and Southampton there, I was like, screw it, I'll just put Southampton there. And that is the reason why. I'll put my hands up. It's going to be a quick one with Southampton. Now, in 15th place, like I said on the last video, where do you expect him to come? What is their expectations? They've just lost 4-0 to Minnesota, and it is Everton Fc. And purely because of last season, they've lost the best player. They've got no momentum going into this season. They've got a new manager in Frank Lampard, obviously. Well, newish, but is there belief this season? I feel like it's just inevitable that they're going to have another season just the same as they had last season. And why are they buying a new ground when they've got no money? I'm so confused. I'm so confused with the running of the club. Are they the worst run club in Europe? Probably. And all these reasons are they accumulate for me to put them at best 15th. To be honest with you, I feel like I'm being nice about it. In 14th place, I've gone for Leeds United, and I know you've lost Callum Phillips and you've lost Rafinha. I nearly said Richarlison, then you lost Rafinha. But you've seemed to buy well as well. Sinisterra, Adams, Christensen, Aronson. You seem to be building something a lot more than you did last season. Young players who are hungry for the Premier League. I know it's a cliche thing to say, but it seems to be a system there that's going well right now in terms of recruitment. And Jesse March, you know, the jury's out for him because he didn't do that well last season. And he's American, which always adds to the pressure for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because of the way the Americans are, but I feel like the blocks are building there and it's going well. So that's the reason why I put them 14th. In 13th place, I've gone for Newcastle United, and I know what you might think. You might think that this is quite a low prediction for them, and I know they finished 10th last season, but like I said with the Forest thing, momentum is massive. You did perform well last season, and you do have the momentum. I feel like I'm contradicting what I'm saying here, but let's just simmer down on Newcastle United right now. It's going to take them a while to get up to the 6th or 7th place, isn't it? Manchester City did that because they had no restraints. There was no FFP at the time, and they could just buy whoever they wanted and just threw the money at the players, buying Robinho. And the sort of approach that Eddie Howe and his recruitment team seems to be perfect in terms of buying quality player, Premier League standard players, and then after that, once the foundation is there, Bruno Guimaraes is a great signing. Once that is achieved, then go for the top signings, then go for the Europe places. You may, if prove me wrong again. Like I say this a lot, prove me wrong, but I feel like there are better teams out there right now than Newcastle United, and they were just riding on a wave. In 12th place, I've gone for Leicester City, and with this one, I know that in the grading video I did last week, Leicester City haven't bought or sold anyone, and it could be seen as a bad thing, but signing too many players can seem as a bad thing as well. You want to go for quality rather than quantity. Obviously, they've got nobody so far. However, I feel like the approach this season was the same as Arsenal last season, where it could have been seen as a failure last season, but they had so many games, and not to be in Europe this season is so key for them. It's almost like, and chill and relax, They just need to calm down. They've won the FA Cup 2 seasons ago now, which is insane to think. I've gone for Leicester 12 because of the reasons I've said. No Europe this season, quality manager, and that's the reason why I've gone for them being 12th. In 11th place, I've gone for Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa, and the reason behind this is just purely because of the summer they're having as well. Yeah, it could be a contradiction because in the last video I did mention the fact that last summer they also had a great signings and great summer and great, belief in the team because they spent so much. And again, they've spent a lot. They had a failure last season. Dean Smith lost his job, and the jury's still out for Steven Gerrard, obviously, because has he done well at Aston Villa yet? It's hard to say because it's not his team. Performed well at Rangers, so why not perform well at Aston Villa? Like I say with Leicester and Newcastle, these three teams could all swap places throughout the season, and I feel like Aston Villa right now, with the new manager, with the new signings, just have that bit more in quality. Getting on to the top 10, and I've gone for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now with Bruno Lage, I feel like most people were surprised with how well he did last season. A little bit boring to watch, didn't really score that many, but didn't concede that many. It's a great foundation to build on. They've just bought Nathan Collins from Burnley, adds more to the defence, which is, it's a solid signing. He probably would have been the best defender in the Championship last season. So to buy that for just 15 million is a quality sign. As well as the fact that I feel like Bruno Lage is now proving himself in the Premier League. He's built the foundation on what he needs to do. 10th place is another solid season for them. In 9th place, I've gone for Graham Potter's Brighton and Hove Albion. I feel like I'm definitely contradicting what I said in the grading video because you've lost Bissouma, you've lost Cucurella. Well, nearly, because City will go up to 50 million, let's be real. But you've also got the player back on loan from Blackburn, which is Van Heck. Seems like a Premier League quality defender already. You've got the striker from the Belgian team. I'm not good to say the name. Saint Union, I think, something like Undav from there, the striker. Bagged for fun in that league. I know it's a different level, the Premier League, but if Brighton can get that striker to perform well, that feels like the last piece in the puzzle, doesn't it? And that's the reason why I've gone for 9. Now I've gone for this team in 8th place because I feel like the evolution of this side has really ramped up in the last 18 months. They went from an old side, you could say they were more experienced and less naive. I feel like that's just a nice way of saying they were old. And the team is Crystal Palace. Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. The evolution that seems to be built upon last season from Patrick Vieira, as well as the kung fu kick that he did at Everton, just build on it. It's easier said than done, obviously, but I feel like the philosophy that they've got there right now is definitely a breath of fresh air, isn't it? You could see last season, instead of the team that they were, where they would just put 10 players behind the ball, lump it up to Benteke, get your points, but it's boring. I feel like if I was a Palace fan right now, I'd be very excited. In 7th place, I've gone for West Ham, and David Moyes, hats off to you. Everybody wrote you off when you went to Real Sociedad and went to Sunderland and said that you could survive, but you probably get relegated. It seems like Everton 2.0 when he was there, doesn't it? You've kept Rice, which is a big one. Obviously, you lost Mark Noble, but he was just a cleaner essentially towards the end. Did well at Soccer Aid though, but I feel like in this video this seems like the easiest one to predict because you've not lost anyone, you've bought okay. Just build on what you did last season. You've had the experience in Europe, which you'll go back and do again. Hopefully go a step further and get to the final. And you've got a good enough team to finish in the top 7 easily. In 6th place, I've gone for Chelsea FC. Now the only point I need to make about this is the chairman. He seems to be going around making signings himself, which is strange. It's like a one-man army, and that never works for a club as big as Chelsea. Look at Roman Abramovich. He just handed off everything to everybody else, let them do what they needed to do, let people come to him. It almost screams desperation. The signings he made are okay. Koulibaly at the back, like I said in the last video, feels like about 3 years too late. 30 million's fine. Sterling was an improvement, but I feel like last season he didn't have the best of campaigns. Is he there to prove himself? Hopefully he can. England are playing the World Cup in December, and you want him to be playing as well as he can. And I can't believe he's only 27. I feel like he's been here for about 35 years. I'm digressing. I feel like that's the reasons why I've put Chelsea 6th. In 5th place, I've gone for Arsenal. Now I feel like I'm going to get, if there's any comments, I appreciate it. But if there's going to be a comment about something, I feel like it's going to be this, because I feel like the Arsenal fans will believe that they will finish in the top 4 next season just because of how they performed last season and they've built upon it. Obviously, that's easy maths. But you've got to make a prediction or two that are a bit weird. You've got to make a prediction or two that's going to cause some controversy, that's going to cause some talking points. And that's not the reason, obviously, why I've done it. It's an easy excuse, obviously. But I feel like the teams that I've placed above them either have better quality players, better quality manager, better quality in recruitment, and just more experience on the pitch. And those are the main reasons why I've gone for Arsenal in 5th. Not because of, almost not because of Arsenal themselves, but just because of the other teams that I feel like could be better next season. In 4th place, and I know I said the last one would cause controversy, I've gone for Manchester United. Obviously Ten Hag, unproven in the Premier League, but I feel like the pressure is off Manchester United this season. What expectations have they got? And with that, and with the fact that they've gone from a squad of the oldest probably in the league to one of the youngest overnight, I feel like this mimics what Arsenal did last summer. So that's the reason why I put them forward. So in 3rd place, I'm going to go for Tottenham Hotspur. This seems like the obvious one because the top 2 are going to be obvious anyway. Just quickly, because they've kept Kane, great manager, great signings this season. Like I said in the grading video, they won the transfer window so far. Easy to say. On to the next one. I'm going to do these 2 teams in the same prediction essentially. So I've gone for Manchester City in 1st and Liverpool in 2nd. It's purely because Manchester City seem to have got the recruitment done early. Not only that, they've bought the best striker in the world right now, as well as the fact that they've just bought Calvin Phillips, as well as Alvarez, who could be seen as a Aguero-esque type player. Now you've gone from 0 strikers to 2. You'll have Grealish, who didn't really perform well last season, but it always takes a season for a Pep player to, develop into the style he wants, which is always a plus for £100 million player. Obviously Liverpool, with the signing of Nunes, Fabio Carvalho, I'm really excited to see next season. I feel like that one again, like I said with Alvarez, has gone under the radar. You forget that that's happened because of the Nunes signing, how massive that was, as well as the Haaland one just before that. Calvin Ramsey, I feel like that's going to be like a Tsimikas type, where he plays a few games this season, build himself into the Klopp system. And then next season will be the one where he really pushes on. Harvey Elliott, hopefully he'll have a full season. He was amazing at Blackburn, as well as last season. He's only 18, don't forget. But at the end of the day, these are all my predictions, and what do I know? I'm just a northern lad trying to make a few videos just for a bit of a laugh. So tell me what you think about the predictions. Have I done anything wrong? Have I said anything right? I'm sure I have from some people's view. I'm just loving the process of the filming aspect, the lighting aspect, the editing aspect, and the speaking in front of the camera thing, which I'm not used to right now, like I've said in previous videos as well. Please like and subscribe, comment below like I said, and I'll see you next week.